SPQR, Senatus Populusque Romanus, the Senate and people of Rome. And what was the SPQR without its Caesar? And what was Caesar without his legions? And what was a legion without its standard? We shall first explain a legion, the iconic Roman force, and then the significance of its standard. A legion would cover an approximate 15 square miles. A legion averaged 5,000 legionaries or soldiers, 300 officers, 1,400 slaves, 1,400 pack mules, over 600 tents, one cavalry unit of 120 horse and riders, one artillery corps of 60 men and 15 oxen-drawn carts, plus a small engineer corps, one medical corps including horse-drawn ambulances. Added to this were scribes for documenting everything from war scores of soldiers to payroll administration. Then there was livestock and food and personal gear, and, of course, the all-important standard bearers. The honor and order of a legion was its standard. The standard bears 3 identifying witnesses. Letters were used to name the legion. A number was assigned to each legion, and each legion bore an image. Note that these are the same 3 mediums that God uses to communicate to his people: letters, numbers, and images. And these are the letters, numbers, and image for the Roman Empire's legendary Legion 9 Hispana, which was concurrent in the days of Jesus. First, Legion 9's number. A 9 being the sum of 1 plus 6 plus 1 plus 1. We begin to see the 1611 King James Bible typified in this special legion. Next, the letters for Hispana. In the destination language for the Bible, which is English, we have the letters A to Z. We find God's placement of the letter P to be very unique, as P is placed in the alphabet in this wise. Going forward in the alphabet, it is the 16th letter. And going backwards in the alphabet, it is the 11th letter. The letter P stands for the 1611 King James Bible in the mind of God. And so even as Legion 9 is revealing the 1611 in its number, now its name, Hispana, testifies to God's hand on this most famous legion, as we find the letter P exactly in the middle of its name. And lastly, the image, the ox, the beast that plows through to get the job done. Deuteronomy 25:4 says, "Thou shalt not muzzle the ox when he treadeth out the corn," meaning the ox was to have no mouth covering, preventing him from eating the very corn he was treading, making grain of as he pulled the millstone. In the standard of Legion 9, we see the ox that treadeth out the corn, unmuzzled and free to eat for strength the grain of the 1611 as revealed in the numbers above him, and the 1611 as revealed in the letters below him. This is a 1611 standard. And next, this is what it's good for. The standard bearer would always accompany into battle and be posted by the side of the centurion. The century of fighters were always in the know as to the whereabouts of their centurion leader in the thick of the fight by looking for the standard. The standard was then used by the centurion to signal, orient, communicate, and command the entire century through patterned movements the standard bearer would make. This was the communication lifeline of the legion in the heat of battle. Regarding Legion 9, secretly bearing all of the 1611 King James Bible markings, believe it or not, within 10 years of the death of Christ, it was deployed to none other than England, future home of the 1611 King James Bible. After copious records of Legion 9's battles in England, the hand of God would mysteriously cause this 10,000 man plus beast war machine to go invisible off the radar of history, with neither recording of disbandment or annihilation. Silence of the records, a total disappearance after staking itself in England. This ghosting of Legion 9 has made it one of the most famous of all the Roman legions from centuries of Roman Empire domination. What was the hand of God doing with Legio 9 Hispana? God says, "For mine own sake will I do it. For how should my name be polluted? And I will not give my glory unto another." God had powerfully retired Legion 9 Hispana in its tracks in England. The centurion and his standard were being converted into a spiritual revelation, God taking the glory for himself. This was a total telegraphing of where Jesus Christ would be found next in the height of battle. For wherever the standard was, you would find your leader. The Lord's army today is not looking for the standard, verifying its letters and numbers and image with the assurance that Jesus Christ is to be found there. The standard, printed in England, the 1611 King James Bible, now signaling to the church its doctrine, which begins at the book of the first church epistle, the book of Romans.